Hello and welcome to the 123rd episode of the Gochuucast. This is going to be a little more of a scuffed episode because I'm getting over allergies right now, so my voice is going to be a little chalked. And
Mhm.
then, as our video people can see, PK is not with us today. He's dead. It's over. But he, as anyone in America probably knows, there's a lot of weather stuff affecting a lot of different places right now. So he's a victim to that. I've had like a lot of rain here, rain and
Yep.
wet. Like they
Uh,
closed schools today because of it.
oh wow, it was that bad? Yeah, we've had
It
rain, but the main thing was wind. It was
well,
like
yeah,
very
I
windy. It
think
was a
that's
wind
like why
advisory.
they
Yeah,
mainly closed the schools today. Is
it's
like
like
there's gonna be a lot of rain and wind. So
yeah, it's like 40 to 60 miles an hour like throughout the entire day. So, and we're not even close to the coast. So yeah, it's I hope he's okay. Hope he's all right. I know power outages were like a big thing.
yeah,
Um, yeah. So
we'll have him back eventually.
next week
Yeah,
maybe.
probably.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope he's safe. That's like the
Yeah,
number one thing. Because I mean, when I used to live in Florida, hurricanes were bad. So
yeah. I would never want to live like I like where I like chilling here in like the
yep,
middle of like just like it's just a place where natural disasters just don't really happen that
yeah,
often. Like you get
yep,
the occasional tornado maybe, but like
yeah.
they don't
You
do a
go
whole
a
lot.
little west to Iowa and stuff like that. Then you get a lot more tornadoes. That's kind of scary.
This is like just a perfect place to just get. You have a variety of weather, but like it's enough to where
Yep.
like you don't have enough consistency in the climate for it to really do much.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Other than that, we'll we'll keep an eye on him and make sure he's doing okay. That's what we're hoping for. So for now, it's just
yeah.
us.
I'm sure
The
he'll be fine.
yeah. Um, so I guess for me, if I could start, I think
Yeah,
probably the biggest thing because I've been kind of updating over the past few months that I've been watching Freer and like a few episodes at a time, and then last week I ended up watching like 6 or 7 episodes, and I'm like we were gonna record yesterday, and then I'm like, oh Daniel, I'm like pretty close to finishing Freer, and so maybe we can um I can finish that up and we can talk about it. So, yeah, I had like 4 episodes to go, and then I watched one last night, watched three today, and yeah, it was really good overall. Like, I don't think I don't have too many complaints. I don't think it blew me away like I mentioned before, but I do think I would say the main thing that I really liked is that like last week we talked about, or PK asked us the question. Um, of like what show kind of like changed your perspective on life. And I'm not saying Freerin did that, but I did mention that like throughout the show there are a lot of like life lessons that are very explicitly told. Um I forgot what I mentioned last time, but something about like um he- uh I think it was Stark that was like training with his um what's that guy's name? I forgot the
Eisen.
yeah, Eisen. Yeah. And he's training and he kept like getting beat up, and then he kept getting back up, and Eisen says to him like, the battle isn't lost until one guy just doesn't get up, right? So he keeps getting up. That's like a life lesson that's pretty important, right? Like as long as you don't give up, you give yourself a chance to continue. Another life lesson that I thought um, was really important that I saw in the last, I forgot which episode it was. It was like before the last like arc or whatever you want to call it with what's her name, the orange hair girl, and then Loween, what was her name, the
Kana and Loine or
yeah,
Loine.
Lowine.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lowine. And then the start with a K, the orange haired
Kana.
girl, Kana. Yeah. um she was like, they were practicing some magic or something like that, and then um it was like the whole thing about like being scared about something and then doing it anyway. And I think that is a huge life lesson. I feel like a lot of people don't think about it, but it's like you prevent yourself from doing a lot of things that you want to do or you should do just because you're like scared of like a potential negative outcome. And I think it's like uh that's just something that's like very, very important that I've found in life, where like a lot of things that I um don't do, I realize it's because of fear. And it's not like fear in the sense of like there's adrenaline running through my body or anything like that, but it's like I'm scared of like what could happen negatively, like, asking someone for help. Like people are scared to do that because they're scared that the other person will think they're like lazy or something, right? Like something as simple as that. So I do like overall how like fear and explicitly, very, very explicitly explores like a lot of um kind of human aspects of life and like some life lessons. So that's what I just really enjoyed about the show throughout the entire thing. And then, um, I mean, other than that, I thought the story was interesting, the adventures they went on, and yeah. So overall, a good show. I mean, I don't really have too many complaints about it. I didn't think it blew my mind, but I didn't have any complaints at all, really. So, what did you think about it
Yeah, it's like one of those
overall?
things where it's the reason it made it to like the top Mal or whatever was because it's like really difficult to look at and like hate unless you want to be really nitpicky about it, which a lot of people tend to do just because of how popular it got, probably.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that stood out to me the most, uh, I mean, besides the fact that I mean, I had fun pretty much every episode that I watched it,
Mhm.
but and I think a big part of that was because it's just such a consistent like audio visual experience. Uh, like the production quality is fantastic, like from
Yeah.
start to finish. Like there's not a single episode that like dips really,
Oh, no, 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 no.
and
I like
so yeah,
the animations at the end, especially the fighting and stuff like that at the end is. I thought that some of those scenes were really, really good. So yeah.
yeah, no, they're definitely in like the like when they enter the labyrinth specifically. Like
Yep.
there's just so
Yep.
much uh really fun, creative battle set pieces going on. Uh, and a lot of that is like I think it's I don't remember which episode it was, like 24, I mean not 24, it might have been too late or early. Maybe like episode 25. I don't remember. But
Mhm.
whenever they open with the clone Freerin versus
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Freerin,
yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of.
it's
Yeah.
the episode like after like you think she beat them and then like it just starts
Yep.
off like nope, not actually. Apparently like that entire thing is just completely anime original. Like that entire
Yeah.
sequence from like the black hole to the giant goal and like all that shit,
Oh,
like
okay,
just
okay. Yeah.
completely original. And so just seeing like them not just like adapting the source material one to one, but adding
Yeah.
in like their own extra flair and like really adding some spice to it. Just it's just a really really strong adaptation of a pretty good source material. It's definitely not like absolutely mind-boggling, and I don't know. It's definitely up there for like I think anime of the year. I think I gave it a 9.5 originally, but I've lowered it down to like a 9. Not that it does anything particularly wrong, but it's just I don't know if
Yeah.
it does anything like it doesn't do anything so perfectly besides like the
Yeah.
production side of things that I'm willing to like put it above that, I think. But it's still like very up there for like like one of the best anime to release recently.
Yeah. I didn't even know that part was anime original because I mean I haven't read the manga. I didn't know that, but
Yeah, I
that's
haven't read the
cool.
manga either. I just learned on Twitter or some shit.
Yeah. No, but I do agree that the the scene that you mentioned in the labyrinth, like, yeah, I think it was like episode 25, something like that. That scene, yeah, the animation was really, really nice. If there's one thing that stands out, I would say that scene is like definitely up there. Um, and then, oh, another thing that going back to the thing I mentioned about like learning, like life lessons and stuff like that, or like things that are kind of related to the nature of humanity, is like, when Fern was sick, um, she's like, "Don't treat me like a child," when she was like getting help from Fear and Stark. Um, that part about like, everyone needs help, right? It's like okay to ask for help, and it's okay to like receive compassion from other people. Like that's like something that's like a lot of people don't want to seem like childish or like seem weak because they're receiving help from someone. I think that's like a really important like life lesson to learn, that it's like okay to receive help from people, and you shouldn't be embarrassed about it, right? Like it's just, if you need help, you ask for it, right? There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. So I don't know. That's just like another thing that I really like, that I think it touches on like a lot of human experiences that I mean, other shows might touch on it, but they don't explicitly like go into it and dedicate like good portions of an episode to. So yeah, those are the two things that I really like. That, and then like the animation. So yeah, overall, very very good experience. 28 episodes. It might be a lot. I mean, a lot compared to some animes, but it didn't feel like that. It was very engaging from start to finish. So oh, I'm curious about your opinion on did you prefer like the first part of the show, or like the part in the, well, I guess the exam, right? That's like most of the second part.
Yeah. It's difficult because I really feel uh 'cause in a way, like I'd say most of the first part, I guess, kind of has to do with. I mean, it's like those episodic type of things where there's learning a life
Mhm.
lesson or something like that, and then you have like an arc of like against the demons, and then you take go back to the episodic stuff, and then we have another arc where it's the mage exam.
Mhm.
Uh, so I don't know if I'd split them specifically in the halves, but maybe
Yeah,
like
yeah, half
did I
is kind of
prefer
wrong.
like the episodic moments or the arc specifically might be easier to answer. Uh, I think I probably more preferred the episodes that were more structured around like an arc.
Mhm.
Not that the episodic ones were bad, but I don't know. I think it was just more invested. Uh, like some of the best moments in Freerun come from uh, like when you're deeper into these arcs and something fucking cool. Like when they're fighting against the demons and Stark and Fern have their fights and win those. Like that entire episode was awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Uh,
I like those. Yeah.
Freerun winning in the way that she does.
Yep.
With telling Aura to die in Minecraft.
I
Like
was I was wondering how you were gonna say that. That's good. Okay.
uh, yeah. I mean, I've said worse. I probably could have just said it, but whatever. I'm future proofing the
Yeah,
episode.
I got you. I got you.
Anyway, but yeah, like, and then whenever, like, I thought when they ran into the free run clone, like, it's just such an obvious thing that was supposed to, like, because they're running into the clones, like, obviously there's gonna be a free run clone in there somewhere. But I just think the anticipation and build up
Mhm.
was just so. And I'm just more invested in the things that were happening when there's a lot of focus around a specific thing rather than like, okay, we have half an episode to dedicate to this, half an episode to dedicate to this.
Mhm.
There are obviously some very good episodic ones though, like the Ring episode was a very like touching, like well done episode, even if it like was brought about through like there's definitely like a lot of moments in Freyr that are like very I don't know, convenient, I guess you could say. Like in the episode with the ring, like she loses the ring, but the merchant that they happen to save from the
Yeah,
monster
yeah,
is like, oh yes, of course, I have a spell that finds lost accessories. And it's like, oh, fantastic. But it's like it's
yeah,
just it's inconsequential to my experience in the moment because it's just so well like crafted.
yeah. I like the demon part. Like that actually I think was probably my favorite part. Um I yeah, just the fights, and then I don't know, finding out like the nature of the demons was pretty cool. So um like yeah, I think I would say that part was my favorite. The reason I asked was like I did like the animation in the labyrinth part, and then the part before that, with the whole like exam. Um, but I would say like I think I preferred the first, not half, like maybe everything before that a little bit more, but overall like it was good. Like when I say I prefer, I don't mean that like the second part was like bad. It was just, or that last part was bad. It was just, I think I just preferred the other part a little bit more. But yeah, overall, just pretty much good from start to finish. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
think one thing that like maybe brings it closer is that I did like a lot of the side characters they introduced, like in the
Oh
second
yeah,
half.
that's true. Yeah, they introduced quite a few in that second part. So yeah, who's your favorite of the ones they introduced later on?
Well, I don't know what it is. Like Yubel is such a like very simple design,
Yeah,
but like I don't know, it just does something for me, dude. I don't know.
I kind of knew it was her, but I figured I'd ask anyway. Um, okay, and then so I haven't like again I don't know much about the manga. Like I know people read it obviously, but like what like we don't know anything about like second seasons or anything, right? Do
Yeah,
we?
they haven't said anything about it yet,
Okay.
no.
So how far into the manga are they currently? Like,
Uh,
you
I
know,
couldn't
approximately.
I couldn't tell you. Let me look it up
Okay,
real
well,
quick.
okay. So there's more stuff. So I'll be curious to see where they proceed from where the anime ended, if there is a second season. Which I don't know. Given the success of the first season, it's like second season sounds like it would be really good.
Okay, apparently, uh, it covers the first 60 chapters of the manga. I think it's over 100 right now. I don't
Yeah.
know exactly what it is. Like,
130 was 2 months ago. So yeah, I mean it's like well over. I mean there has to be enough content for a second season. I mean it's like
I mean, there's definitely
less
enough
than half.
content for another season,
Yeah.
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 It's just also a matter of like, this was a very high quality production, and
Yeah.
I imagine there's gonna be a lot of expectations around season two, and so they
Oh,
can't.
for
I
sure.
guess they can't really just go into it like, oh, yep, here's season two.
Oh, for sure.
Because I imagine because we talked about the director before, but he's probably gonna have to. I imagine he's gonna go back and do Bocchi the Rock season two,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then they're probably gonna drag him right back for Frieren season two.
Jeez. Okay.
I don't
It's
know.
a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'll be if season two comes out, I'll be there. It's season one was great, so I have no complaints.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I guess the second thing that I finished, which I mean wasn't really much, but I finished Dungeon People. I don't know, like it was okay. It was fun. Like it was again, I love the art style, but I don't really have much to say past that.
It's not like a show
Story
you
was just
go
whatever.
into like looking for anything to. You're not gonna get a lot out of it other than like that
Yeah,
was nice.
yeah. But I finished it. There we go. So, yeah, I think yeah, those are the two shows that I finished. I think my next a couple things. One is to finish the freaking what's it called? Samurai, the season, I
Elusive
forgot the
Samurai.
name. Yeah, I stopped at like episode 2 or something, and then because I was trying to watch Freer and Dungeon People, and then so I'm gonna probably work on that. And then what else do I have left? I'm trying to think. I probably have something left that's on my annual list that I just didn't that I didn't
Have you
get
kept up
to
with
finish.
Oshinoko second
Delico's
season?
Nursery, whenever that comes, the second half comes out in like middle of October, right? So we'll
Yeah.
finish that whenever. Yeah.
Have you kept up with Oshinoko's second season?
No, I oh yeah, that was okay. Thank you for reminding me. That's probably actually honestly that's probably what I'm gonna do first. Because I watched the like first four four episodes of season two and then just switched to other stuff. But yeah, you mentioned that it was like really it was getting really good right before or right after I stopped at the point where I stopped. So um yeah, I have to get back to it. I'll probably just rewatch the first few episodes just so I remember what was going on because it was like I don't know, a month and a half since I stopped watching it. So I'll probably catch up with that. Have you been keeping up with it?
Yeah, I'm fully caught up
Yeah,
with it.
okay, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna
Interestingly,
be
it
another one thing.
ends on a Sunday for some. Like it's been airing on Wednesdays, but for some reason it's October 6th that it's gonna finish on.
Yeah, I
I don't
just
know.
saw that. Okay, that's
I don't know
interesting.
why for sure, but uh, it's gonna do that. It
Okay.
might be like because there was a recap episode somewhere in there for production reasons, I would assume. So
Oh, right.
maybe they didn't have like a slot there. It's like, oh, here's a slot that's open like on this Sunday. It's like, okay, cool. Let's throw it in there so we can get it finished on time or generally on time. I don't know, but yeah, it'll
Yeah.
end.
Is it a normal length episode, the last episode, or is it longer?
It should be normal length. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I was wondering if that was like another reason, but yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, so that'll be the first thing I'll catch up with, and then yeah, the Howl's Moving Castle movie thing that I'd mentioned, that's this Monday, the 30th. So we're doing that in the evening, and we'll see how it goes. So that's yeah, those are the main things I've been doing. And so Oshinoko will probably be number one priority, and then we'll see from there. I guess when we get back with PK, we can talk more about the next season as well and see what's
Yeah, we can do our shop it next week,
yep.
which will be like, I mean, by the time the episode comes out, there'll be like a few things out. Like ReZero
Oh, that's true.
starts
Yeah.
up, I think, on the 2nd, I want to say.
Oh
I'm
shoot,
so
yeah.
excited for that.
Yeah, I like, I mean, I knew it was like the beginning of October, obviously, but like, okay, yeah, I just like been busy with watching other stuff that I didn't even like think. Okay, yeah, that's oh, I'm so hyped for that. So yeah, October 2nd.
October 2nd, yeah.
Okay. That is very exciting. Okay, I'll watch that right when it comes out. I'm pretty free on Wednesdays, so okay, cool. Um, yeah. How about you? What have you outside of Oshinoko? Have you been watching anything? I know you said you had a big
Uh,
backlog of
I
stuff,
do have a
but
very big backlog, but I have kept up with like a number of shows. Machine, or Machine, whatever. Too Many Losing Heroines, I've kept up with. It's gotten better like ever. It's so fucking good, dude. I
is it?
know, I know PK was like kind of iffy on her or whatever, but he's not here right now, so I get to gush about it without any pushback. This shit slaps, all right.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Like, it's just such an interesting take on like the rom-com genre because it's not really like there's romance involved in it, but it's not like it's very atypical. Uh, it's a lot more about like uh kind of the aftermath of like these different failed romances.
Mm,
The main character's just kind of like stuck in between it all, and so he's making friends with these people as they try and move on with uh their own issues. And I don't know exactly how it's gonna go. I could see them just like never moving, like have any like romance with the main character or anything. But I could also see that happening in the future. I don't know. It's interesting if they'll keep it as like platonic relationships or if there will be like romance involved in the future. I just don't know. But like I just think the
okay.
way uh like the characters are much more they have more depth than you would expect. Like the main character's not that anything too crazy. Um but like some of the characters at the start that I figured like maybe I won't care for as much, I ended up liking a lot later on. Just it's very it's just been a very good experience. Like and the production quality is incredible like throughout the entire thing. Um there's just a lot of love poured into this. I think it has a lot of A1 Pictures like core staff on it. So
Okay.
it's a very like strong group working on it. I think a lot of it's like very like Love Is War esque if I had in terms of style if I had to like compare it to anything.
Right.
Um, at least for like a certain to a certain extent, but it's very I don't know, I guess you could call it even like cinematic even. So the way that it's presented is very very cool. And apparently the last episode's gonna be like anime original completely. So that'll
Oh,
be
really? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Right.
the first 11 episodes are volumes 1 to 3, and then they made a author created original story for the last episode. So I'm interested to see what
That's
that
cool.
might be.
I always like it. I mean, like you mentioned, the that one's the part in Free that was like anime original, and then this thing. It's like it's cool when you get like something exclusive to like the anime version of the show, because I think like um a lot of people's complaints, especially when it comes to like adaptation, is like, oh, is this just like a worse version of the original, or maybe it's a better version of the original, but like having something new is like cool. I know it's like probably a lot of work, extra work to like include this kind of stuff, but um it's I think that's cool when it gets to be like different from the source material in like a way that like adds new content. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, this has been like a kind of like a passion project for them, I guess, because like even before like the first volume even released, like they wanted to do an anime of this, which is interesting. I guess I don't know what have like tipped them off to like the fact that they might want to do this, but they did, and they've made it very strong production in the process. Uh, I am one episode behind on Elusive Samurai, but I am generally caught up with it, and it's tomorrow. So I'll probably watch the episode I'm behind on today, and maybe I'll just watch it all tomorrow. I don't know, but yeah. So it's definitely not like groundbreaking in terms of like character or story or anything like that. I would almost kind of compare it to I think it kind of like exemplifies or it like justifies why I don't care for Demon Slayer as much anymore because
Mm,
uh Demon Slayer when it came out was like kind of like a fresh, well animated, has a cool visual style to it. But I've expressed before that I got kind of like it got stale for me. Like the visuals kind of stagnated. They never really got better or more creative or anything like that. It's just kind of like more of the same, more Demon Slayer. But with Elusive Samurai, uh, just so many of the episodes just have so many unique visual, uh, like oddities to them, to where like I can't even describe some of the shit that they're doing. They're just like going balls to the walls. Like someone took like a load of LSD before each episode
oh my
to
gosh.
determine how
Hell
they
yeah.
were gonna animate some of the scenes in this. Like it's very like visually intriguing, and that just kind of draws me in each week. It's not perfect by any means. Like there are definitely some episodes that got more love than others. But even the ones that didn't get as much, and we talked about when Moomy was here, but there's like episodes where there's some like horseback stuff where they use 3D CG, and the CG looks
Yeah.
good, and it's like completely understandable that they would because there's just so much going on in the scenes that like you can't really expect anyone to animate those by hand,
Right. Yeah.
especially like with like how consistently strong the visuals are in other episodes. So it's like it's just very it's a very good eye candy type of show. I think if I read the manga, I would hate it, but I'm not reading the manga, so maybe not hate it. It would just be like mid for me. But like watching the anime just gives it like a it's a coat of paint over something that maybe wouldn't have been as great otherwise. Because I know damn well the manga not doing any of the visual shit that they're doing in the anime. So
Yeah. 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 I no, I'm curious because like um we've talked before about like how some shows have like production issues, whether it's like delays or
yeah,
because most of the animators are like freelance, right? It's like someone gets contracted to do one episode or two episodes or whatever, and then they have to switch teams or people being responsible for certain parts of the show. Because like to me, I'd rather, and this is like probably me, my personal thing, where I like good production, I can appreciate it, but I'm not it like my range for like acceptable is like it just can't be like too bad, right?
yeah,
um and then like above that, like I don't care too much. But I'm curious whether it's like better to have like consistently mediocre animation and production and all that, or whether it's like if some shows have like insane production um in some episodes and then like really bad in others. It's just like the inconsistencies. Like to me, I would just prefer like consistently mediocre or average rather than some good. And because I feel like your expectations get like really high if like some episodes are good and then it ends up being like bad because of some issues with like labor or whatever. I don't know what your opinion on that is, because like I feel like you've like we mentioned before that there are shows that just have like a lot of inconsistencies in like the level of animation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends because like I understand having like priority episodes, but I think
Yeah.
as long as there's like some level of consistency, I don't mind as much because like obviously some episodes are gonna be more important than others, in terms of like how you want to do the animation.
Yeah.
Uh, I think as long as each episode is like passable, or
Mhm.
even like maybe one single off like episode that got maybe outsourced or something, it's like okay, whatever. It's not that important of an episode that I don't mind really. Uh, Obviously, I wish the industry was just in a better place so we could have,
Yeah,
uh, people making art in a more comfortable way.
for sure.
But that's not where we are right now. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, we just kind of have to roll with the punches.
Yeah. I guess it is largely like a issue of like the nature of the industry, and I think one of the things that yeah, I guess yeah, it's like both things, right? It's just like sometimes it's just people don't want to like rightfully like they're not getting compensated enough or whatever. We've seen like some issues with that, but also yeah, it's just the nature of like different people working on different parts. I think the most important thing is like the best moments, like the fight scenes or like the climax of the show, those should be the animated the best, right? Like I think it's okay to like sacrifice um a little bit in if you have to in shows that have like um or like parts of the show that are just like dialogue or something, right? Like I don't think anyone cares that there's like insane animation if it's just like two characters talking, right? So I think it's a
Yeah,
matter
I
of like
mean, obviously,
recommendation.
you want to see everything as well animated as possible, I guess. But
Mhm.
like,
Yeah, of course.
I think yeah, it is best that
You
a
have to.
show divulges its resources to the parts that people are going to pay the most attention to in terms of
Yes.
movement. Because there's a lot of good, I guess you would call it character acting in a set, like character acting through animation, basically.
Mm.
That obviously, like, it catches my eye whenever it happens, and I'm like, I enjoy that stuff. But I would definitely prefer like lesser character acting type of animation, as long as like the parts that need the movement to them like
Mhm.
work better. Because that is like definitely one of my pet peeves of like some like action based anime where like you'll see like the character like swing their sword, but then it's like a still frame that do you have the anime lines like to simulate movement for the the viewer, but you don't actually see like anything move. It's just kind of like here's the aftermath, here's the anime alliance. Yep, he made that swing, and that's just kind of like how it is. And that's it's not like as interesting to the eye when a fight is done that way. I
Yeah.
definitely prefer moving parts to the action, even if it doesn't have to all be like one cut. Like there's a cut in one of the latest ReZero trailers of some action, and there's a bit of movement, and then as a character makes an action, it cuts and it shows like the impact of that action. I think stuff that just kind of cuts together, it doesn't all have to be one take. As long as you're piecing it together in like a coherent way, then you can make the action
Yep.
still interesting, even without some crazy cut.
Yeah. Um yeah, that makes sense. I think it's also like different for I mean like you mentioned like for action scenes in anime, it's um like I guess it's like different for shows that are like more dialogue heavy or like more about like the drama or whatever between characters. What was that show? Jellyfish. I'm not going to say the
Jellyfish
name
can't
because I'm going to
swim in the
mess it
night.
up. Jellyfish can't what in the night?
Swim.
Swim. I knew because I was going to
You're
say
about to
sleep.
say sleep. You're yep.
I know. That's why I just gave up. I let you do it. Where like I think we both noticed like the cinematography or whatever. Like when characters were talking, there was like more going on.
Yeah.
Um, that like really made it a lot more interesting to watch. Like I think we can both agree with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like um so that's like a show where there's like a good example of even though there's not action scenes, there's like more put into it even when it's just characters talking. Although yeah, it's hard for me to tell because I don't know how much work actually goes into like animating those types of scenes because there's obviously extra effort that needs to be taken to um, get to like animate and like include like different camera angles. I say camera in quotes, but like you know what I mean, like different angles of the viewpoint of each of the characters. Um, but I do think it's cool when you get to like actually like flex animation when it's just characters talking. Like that's just like not something like you normally see outside of like movies and stuff like that, right? So, um, yeah, that's like an example of a show where it's like it's not action, but they still they still put some effort in making I don't know, dialogues and stuff like look better, right? So
Yeah, I'll definitely always appreciate more like dynamic
yeah.
like types of shots as opposed to just like the still. Um, and definitely like obviously simulating camera movement in an animated like especially 2D animated like setting is very difficult, but uh it definitely adds some flair even if it's not like perfect, you know. I'll always appreciate the effort that goes into something like that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I guess the other thing I've actually do I have any I finished something finished. Let me oh right. I finished a few anime from this season. Uh, the Deer anime
Oh, my
ki-
gosh.
kind of kind of sucked. It's like 6 out of 10. Any like time there for every funny bit that the show had, it had like three like extremely unfunny bits that I just did not give a fuck about. Um, the main character, Koshitan, she just is such a absolutely fucking terrible straight man for a comedy and actively hurt the show. Like if she I don't know. If the show was just more antics and like just did shit and no one reacted to it, it probably would have been better. Uh I don't know. It's very it's in a way it's what I expected, but also still a bit disappointing. So I don't know. It was alright.
The dance in like the trailer, it went viral, which is interesting. Like I saw like people on TikTok doing that, like the deer dance with like,
Yeah. I mean, it was like incredibly popular for like a week or two, and then
yeah.
people are like, "Oh, maybe the show like isn't actually that good." It literally peaked episode 1, so it's like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
everyone was talking
unfortunate.
about it, right? I had my friends like, "Yo, have you seen the deer anime? Like it's weird, but it's cool." And it's like now nobody, yeah, it's just
Yeah,
I
literally
don't know.
everyone stopped talking about it, and then it ended, and everyone was like, "Yeah, the show like kind of was like, yeah, yeah." It's just yeah, I don't know. This will be like one of those shows that comes around like 5 years later. People will like it'll be like The Office or like Family Guy, where people consume it purely through like funny clip moments. Because
It's a
it does have
meme show.
some funny stuff in there. It just doesn't happen often enough for me to give a shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Like I
Yeah,
would
just
maybe watch it if
meme show.
season 2 came out, but I wouldn't be like over the moon about it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I finished Alia hides her feelings in Russian. It was alright. I've talked about this already
Yeah,
before when I was like, guys, this shit might be mid. And I was right.
yeah, yeah.
It's just like I just don't give a fuck, dude. Uh yeah, I think this review here on any list kind of sums it up. Delightfully and frustratingly disorientating cast. Uh it's like I don't know. There are things I like about it, and then it just like kind of. I think the show is at its best when it's not focusing on any kind of plot, and then it goes to the plot, and it's like, oh, I just don't think I
It's just
care.
not good enough for. Yeah. Okay.
Like I will never be able to take like the student council type shit seriously, where it's like, I don't know, dude. These motherfuckers are out here acting like they're voting for like the next president that is going to like
Yeah, yeah,
determine
yeah.
like their futures and stuff, and like it's not that deep, you know. It's like for 1 year. They're probably not going to do anything particularly important.
Yeah.
There's just a lot. It's like very over dramatic. Oh, not quite melodrama, but like it's extremely over dramatic in a show that like just doesn't do it well. I don't think. I think it's
Because I think
just.
it can be done well. Like Kaguya-sama kind of does it. I mean, it's a different school, different like type
I
of
think
thing,
like
but like kind of
well,
you kind of got invested in it, right?
Kaguya is like extremely over the top is the difference
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
And then like by the time they started the student council like election stuff, that was season
Mhm.
2. Like I was
Yeah,
already
yeah, yeah.
invested in these characters and stuff, and
That's
then
true.
it
That's
was
true.
like
Yeah.
midway through season 2. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm already invested in these characters. I know I like them on the student council, so it's like there's a reason for me to like this, and it didn't last very long. This is
Yeah,
like a
sure.
long go. This is like this plot is even fucking done. Like they're not able to like actually have their like election until their second years and their first years right now. So like we're setting up all this shit for like this student council like showdown, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like it's not that important to me. Uh, like a lot of the characters just end up feeling dry because they have to kind of conform to this like they have to conform to the melodrama or the overdramatic stuff and the council plot line and all that. And it's like in the end, just like the only interesting character to me was the dude's sister, and that's just because I guess the way she's like the only one that benefits from anything that goes on in the show in terms of like character writing. Uh, people say like there's development between development with the main girl and the main guy.
Yeah.
I just like I don't really. I mean, I get it, but I just don't think their development is particularly meaningful. At least not yet. Uh, they just feel very like I could replace almost every character in the show with Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Plank, yeah, the plank
Yeah,
test.
the Plank test. I could put Plank into multiple different positions and nothing would probably change. It's just not. I just don't care. There's a lack of investment. I'll watch season 2, but like I'm just not invested in really anything that's going on with it.
When's season 2 announced yet?
Yeah, they announced
Yeah,
it.
okay, yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know. Probably give like a year and some change, and we'll probably
Okay,
have
that's
it.
fair. Yeah. Trailer's already. Okay, fair. Yeah. All I know about this show is the freaking memes on Twitter, but anyway.
Yeah, the Gooners, all the Gooners
Yeah, the
come out for
Gooner.
this
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
It's like literally
yeah.
the only thing anyone talks about this fucking show. It's like, oh, did you
Yeah,
see the
exactly.
episode? It's like, yep, here's the Gooner moment. I'm like, yep, that's all anyone cares to talk about. Uh, it's because there's not really anything else to talk about. Like, is anyone gonna discuss the student council election? Fuck no, no one cares about the student council election. People want the goofy moments, and people want the Gooner stuff, and that's just that would be. And then the last thing I completed, Gimai Seikatsu or Days with My Stepsister. Uh,
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
I gave it an 8 out of 10, but I do. It's like, uh, it's 8 out of 10. Like the directing was like top notch, genuinely. It's like a really grounded story with extremely like down to earth directing that makes it definitely more visually striking than it should be, and then also just it frames things in an interesting way. I probably said this in another episode, but there's no other anime that like I'll just like they'll whenever characters are sitting down and eating, they'll like basically like speed run the dinner to like they're having their conversation. Like you're not gonna see like the awkward silence or anything like that, but like this anime does like will show that like they'll talk a little bit and there'll be like an awkward silence and they'll go back to talking, awkward silence, stuff like that. Uh, I think it like the start of their relationship is very or like how they meet and then how they have to grow as like a now their family you gotta grow and learn
Hmm.
about other stuff. Like there was a funny little scene in it was like episode 1 where oh fuck I can't remember exactly. It was like in a post credit scene where uh what like the girl and her mom move in with the guy and his dad into the new house. And so she like goes I don't remember it's like the bathroom or something, but she starts going back to her room and she's fucking with the lights and she can't like she's getting them wrong and stuff. I like that was funny. Like that's a nice little detail. Uh but I think the main if I had a complaint, uh, so this does take like a romance route, as we all would expect from anime and step siblings, but I was not convinced. So they did a lot of heavy lifting for the female main character's point of view and how she might have fallen for this guy, but I wasn't convinced by the guy's side of things. Like I felt like we had a lot of development for one character, and then just the other one just kind of like folded at some point, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, I just don't feel like we got enough of his POV to justify this situation we've gotten ourselves into by the end of the season, which is my main knock on it. I don't believe in what I was shown for him versus what I was shown for her. But other than that, it was a very interesting take on a usually unserious topic.
Yeah, kind of a meme trope, but yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I don't know if it's something I'd read. Definitely wouldn't put it on the shelf. I don't need that there. But
What's wrong? If someone sees it, what are they gonna think?
so that's why it's not going on the shelf, because I don't know what
Yeah,
they're gonna
yeah.
think. But it's probably not gonna be anything nice. That's why I can't put Don
Uh,
Machi on the shelf either, because of the fucking English title. They need like these like light novel translating companies need like two
yeah,
versions. So
yeah. They
I
need
need
to
the short. I need like the light novel to say Gimai Seikatsu, and then maybe I could buy.
at least on the spine, right? Like
Yeah, on the
the front has a
spine.
full thing, but at least I can like line it up. Yeah.
Yeah, or like on for like Don Machi, instead of is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? I don't need that on the, just put Don Machi there instead, and
Is
then
it wrong?
I will have to think about it.
Hey, what's Danmachi? Let me pick it up and okay. At least
Yeah,
that's an extra step. That's fair.
yeah.
Okay. Um, did you ever finish? Because I put this on my watching, but I never ended up watching it. But I don't know. I in the while I'm waiting for the next season, Giji Harem. Are you still watching that, or did you like
I've
at
only
all?
watched one episode, but I will
Okay,
finish it.
because I had this on my watching, and then I think I started episode one, and they just didn't finish episode one or something. Like because I remember I put it on like 2-3 weeks ago, but
Yeah.
um, I mean my first thing is Oshinoko, but I'm just thinking of other stuff I can finish up. But yeah, that was one show that I know PK right here you'd be talking about that. So okay, I was gonna say, oh yeah, I haven't oh my gosh, one is oh no, so the thing I was gonna mention was I know Jujutsu Kaisen just had its final chapter, right? Was that
The final chapter got leaked or whatever, but yeah.
a leaked? Okay, never mind.
I mean, it's like it's about to finish. Like I don't remember exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah,
day it
yeah,
comes out, but it's basically done.
yeah. Okay, okay. Because I knew some people were talking about it, but I didn't know if it was like leaked or whatever. So okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah,
When was it supposed to come out?
honestly, like I actually just don't know what the actual
Okay,
release dates
fair.
are anymore. I just know the leak dates. I think at least by to actually I think it should be like literally today or something.
Okay, fair. Yeah, because
Uh,
he's my friend said like JJK final chapter tonight. So okay, fair. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
That's
It ended. Thank fuck. Holy shit. I was really worried there was
some
gonna be
people
like.
seemed like really mad about it. So yeah.
I was like, please don't let there be a JJK part two, and that didn't come to pass. So thank fuck. It was just it was just a dog shit ending for a mid
Yeah.
manga, and so we're free. I'm free. We're all free from Jujutsu Kaisen manga. Now we have to wait for the anime to finish so we could be free from Jujutsu Kaisen in general. Uh, yeah. This series took like a very unfortunate road of. I like season one. I had a lot of fun with it. I read the manga and I liked, like the season two content. And then after that, it just kind of like fell off a cliff, and I've been just kind of like stuck with it for a while now. Uh, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's tough. Tough scene.
Yeah. When's okay, wait. So when's season 3 coming out of
I don't know. It's just confirmed. We don't know when it'll come
Yeah,
out.
that's what I thought cuz like yeah, I mean any season 3. Okay. So I probably asked this, but how much of the manga like is would be left after season three? Because season three is just like
It's
one arc, I think.
great question. So I don't know how. Man, I don't fucking know, dude. Too much. There's too
Okay,
much
it's
left.
like
There
yeah.
might be enough for like another. Where does season? Okay, season two end point chapter. Uh, covers through like 137 or 130. I don't know. I'm getting mixed signals here, but
Mhm.
in 2 seasons they've gone through like 138 chapters basically.
Right.
Fuck, dude. He like another.
So it's like yeah,
Season
probably like two more
three,
seasons. Yeah.
4, maybe a 5.
Okay. 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 So a while to go. There's like one ish a year. Yeah.
Well, no, another 2 seasons probably. The way I'm. Well,
Okay.
fuck, dude. I'm trying to think because, like, I think season 2 might have gone through more chapters just because of how much more action there was. Uh, 'Cause I want to say season 1 might have only gone through like 50 something chapters. Okay, went through like 60. Okay, okay, went through 64.
So essentially, yeah.
Season
So
2 did a little bit more, but
yeah. So there's
yeah,
about two seasons,
I would say
right?
yeah,
There's like
two seasons probably.
130-ish chapter. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So it's this one, and then okay. So it's gonna finish. There's one next year, and then yeah, it's gonna be like 3 4 years after the manga is done. At least two, right? So okay, interesting. That yeah, okay, it's fair enough. I haven't been reading it since I forgot what chapter I was on, but like I read like what like 5 and then 15 or something like that. So it was like yeah, it was um yeah. I'll read when I get the chance. I've just been watching anime recently, so
Yeah,
haven't gotten a chance to read, but yeah.
you're
I'll
not missing anything, Duke.
yeah, I
Trust
mean,
me.
okay, I just want to read it just so I can say I've read it essentially.
Yeah,
Um like regardless if it turns out good or bad, at least I can say I've read it. I mean, it's like that's like something cuz I haven't yeah, I haven't been reading manga like basically at all, so.
the ending just kind of flounders around. Like I don't know, all the time it had to just like wind down, it just took to not do anything of worthwhile. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like you don't.
Was it like
There's so many
bad
like
leading up to the ending, or was it just like it was fine until the ending, or was it like just like
I think everything after like season 2 after
yeah.
season 2 content it starts to go a little muddy, and then like there's just a point where I'm just like I just stop giving a fuck. And so yeah, I just say like the next half of the series here that we're about to enter I just don't really like.
Okay.
So I think I'm not gonna say anything because it kind of spoils.
Okay, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll
The
get
things
there
I
in 10
liked
years.
about like the first couple seasons are gone by the time you get to like that point. And so it's just there's a lot of things I don't like, but I can't go into them right now.
Okay, okay,
One day.
okay. Yeah. I'll experience it eventually and I'll complain. Yeah. Um what was the yeah, a couple of my friends yeah, another thing the couple of my friends went to see the Don movie and they said they enjoyed it, so I don't know, maybe I'll end up watching the show.
Yeah,
Um
it's like what, the first 3 or 4 episodes they put in theaters or something.
yeah. They yeah, they said they enjoyed it, so I don't know.
I've heard
I'll
it's kind of weird, but like
yeah. It looks
uh
I don't know, everything I've seen it like looks a little bit weird. Like I don't it doesn't seem like a show I'd
I've
love,
seen
but
one panel from it before and it was extremely out of pocket, so I can only imagine what the entire show's like.
out of pocket isn't just like everything is just weird. Like
If I all right, I have like a term for it, like just what I see as this panel. If I just called it the cum panel, that's like the best I can explain it. I don't know how. It's odd. to say the least. I don't know the context behind it,
Yeah, I've
but
just seen
it's
the trailer. It looks very, very weird, but like I don't know. It's kind of what I expect from like anything
yeah.
involved in like demons and stuff.
Everyone
But
calls it really good though, so I'll watch it. It seems like
yeah,
something
yeah,
that'll be at the
I might as well
worst.
check it out.
It'll at the worst be fun. I think. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
we'll see.
The yeah, I've never been a fan of like the demon like weird creature stuff because it just I don't know, it's so weird. I mean, I'm kind of having the same problem with JJK. Like some parts of JJK, like some of the demons and stuff and whatever they're fighting, they're kind of hard to look at. At least it's in manga form, so I'm not, it's not in motion. But yeah, I've never really liked that. But I might as well check it out. Everyone seems to like it. So what? How much of the? Because I remember this was one that was like this was like leaked, right? Like parts of this were leaked,
I
or
think
like
like half of it
okay,
leaked.
yeah,
I want to
through
say,
Netflix, right?
yeah, through the Netflix
Yeah.
hack, or at
Okay.
least
Yeah.
well, not Netflix directly, but like one of their partners.
Yeah. Sure. 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 Yeah. Okay. 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 I was just because I remember.
Releases a week from now.
Okay. Yeah. Because I'm just looking at before we go through the next season of Peak, I'm just like looking at some stuff that was that I kind of had highlighted outside of ReZero, and that was one of them for sure. Um, and then I guess like PK will be excited to talk about Blue Box because that's like right. That's one of his manga that he really likes.
Yeah,
So I put
I need
that on
to
my
get
plan.
back to reading that to the because I think the anime is like two core,
Okay,
or
yeah,
and so I don't want to get passed up by it.
right.
I don't know. I'm like
Yeah,
50 chapters in. It's like 100 something in. I think in the manga. I'll get back to it eventually.
yeah.
I generally enjoyed it from what I read, but I didn't
Mhm.
ever find it to be too groundbreaking. But apparently, it gets a lot better later on. So we'll see. I'll be the judge of that.
Okay, that's fair. Um, okay, so for ReZero, we already talked about it last time, where it's gonna be split up into two um things. The first episode is a long one, right?
Yeah,
Like,
the first episode is an
yeah,
hour and a
hour and a half.
half.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So
Fair enough.
it's gonna be from October to I think in like maybe peaks into December, but then
Sure.
there's gonna be a break until February
Yeah,
where
yeah.
there will be another 8 episodes.
Bruh. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I get it. The first episode's an hour and a half, so it's like, kind of two cores, 12 episodes or whatever,
Yeah,
11
it's
episodes.
gonna be
I get it.
19 total episodes, so I think we'll
Sure, yeah.
be
Yeah,
okay.
right, right,
Well,
right.
so I
Okay.
mean time wise anyway,
Yep,
and
yep,
that's
yep.
just for and we're gonna get more sooner than later, thankfully. 'Cause I think the second season, or not the second, the third season, second part will end like right as Anime Japan is happening, and so I imagine we will get more information on what they'll be doing with Arc 6. I wonder if
Oh,
they'll,
that'd be cool, right? Because that coincides with, yeah, I mean, that would
yeah,
be a very smart decision for them to do, right as the season ends, like drum up some more hype for a potential next following season after that. That'd be cool.
yeah, it's like
Um,
in production, I think. So it's like
oh, okay, good.
we're gonna get it. I just don't know how long we might have to wait after season. And I wonder if they'll put it under the same branch as season 3, or if they'll call it season 4. I guess we'll see. But we'll be getting more ReZero much faster than we usually do, thankfully.
Okay, okay, good, good. I'm excited. Yeah, an hour and a half. I said I had time on Wednesday, but I gotta set. I can watch it in parts, whatever. But yeah, um,
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good decision to. Apparently, the director like mainly did it because he wanted I guess like two reasons. He's a new director for the series, and so he wants people to like. I guess he wants people to like him basically. And then he wanted people to be like, oh, like it's been 4 years, so he wants people to have like the oh my god, ReZero's back feeling. So here, have
right.
a
Yeah,
big fat fucking episode to start us off for season
epic.
3. But it also just like it just works well because the first volume of Arc 5 is like kind of slow until the end, and then it like really picks up. So I think it just makes sense to go from it makes sense to do that volume all in one episode. just to get things rolling for what is going to be a very action-packed season.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for that to come back.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. That's like honestly a show I'll probably end up watching weekly instead of doing the whole thing where I watch a few episodes, forget it, and then watch it. Like, oh man, it's exciting. It's exciting for sure. I
Because I
was
mean, you might just like end
yeah,
up getting
but
spoiled if you don't keep up with it weekly. So
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, the thing is, yeah, like I don't follow it too much on Twitter, but I know my friends are going to be talking about that, and just yeah, yep. I'm gonna keep up with it. I don't want to be spoiled with that show.
yeah, because if PK
Uh,
can randomly get spoiled on the web novel, you can get spoiled on season
oh, that's
3.
true. That's
So
true. That's true.
uh, I feel bad because he probably hasn't been like he doesn't have the context surrounding anything, so it's not like that bad. But
How big
uh,
of a spoiler was it?
if I told you, you'd be like, "What the fuck happened?" It's
Okay.
basically how you'd
Yeah.
react to it.
Okay. Don't, don't say anything.
Yeah,
But
the illustrations for what he got spoiled on came out recently because the volume dropped officially for like the light novel, and oh my god, it's so cool. I need to I need to catch up on everything in life so I can just start rereading 3.0 and then get back to the web novel. It's just so it's going crazy right now, that's for sure.
ugh, okay. Is this arc like I forgot? You said you. I can't remember. This is like your favorite arc, right? Like your some of
Uh
your favorite
not
ones, like in season 3.
the one we're gonna get for the 8 episode is
Yeah.
arc 5, which I like arc 5, but it's not my favorite.
Yep.
Um Arc 6 is the one we will be getting afterward.
Second part. Yeah.
Either as an extension of season 3 or they might market it as season 4. Who knows? We'll find out.
Okay.
But arc 6 is like my favorite thing in fiction. So
Favorite
uh,
thing in fiction.
if
Holy.
they
Okay.
don't fuck it up, then that's my anime of the year for whenever that releases. So we'll see. you know,
Okay.
major
Okay.
expectations on arc 6. That shit slaps so
Yeah.
hard. Which is
Okay.
funny because when I was first reading it, I'm like, I don't really like how this arc is going. Then by the end of it, I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever read.
Oh my god, you get me hyped up. Okay. Well, I was already hyped up, but you know.
Yeah, no, I'm extremely excited to get back into the swing of things. So it'll lead me. They apparently I think there's gonna be a figure for the character that I like from ReZero. Uh,
Oh really?
they made this. It looks kind of mid. I can't lie. Uh, however,
Oh
all
right.
the side characters will have a more prominent role going forward, and so I have hope that as of since they're releasing a mid Anastasia figure, that maybe they'll release a good one when season 3 starts airing. So there's hope.
How big is this? It looks kind of small.
I have no
Like,
idea. I would have to
yeah,
actually like find the detail listings.
does not seem very big, but hey, cool.
If I look up for you, it's not even on like. I don't
I
know.
mean, just based on the picture you sent, does not.
It doesn't seem very big. No. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. It is. Oh, it's fucking. I think it's a noodle stopper. Yeah, it's a noodle stopper. So it's not. It's not meant to be that big.
Okay. Okay.
It is for. It has a designed purpose.
Okay.
It's something
Okay.
though. It's something.
Yep.
The height is a little under 4 inches from what I can see, but that's all we know. I think. But yeah. Guess we'll probably just end the episode there. And we'll get back into the swing of things with PK next week.
Yeah. After ReZero episode 1, I'm sure we'll have stuff to talk about.
Well, yeah,
Hopefully, PK
we're
watches
probably
it.
going shopping next week anyway, so
That's true. That's true. We got
we
that.
can save ReZero for a wee bit later. But
Yeah. Let's give some time for PK to catch up, and yeah, I've got
yeah.
some. yeah, some shows I was gonna pick out for next season. So I'm excited for that. There are some shows that kind of caught my eye that I didn't mention, but yeah, exciting.
Yeah, I have a number of things I know I'm gonna watch, but I haven't really gone looking for like new
Yeah.
stuff that I don't know about. So it'll be interesting to look through those. But yeah, that'll be the end of this episode here. If you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Rate 5 stars. If you want to listen on audio platforms instead of YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc., whatever relevant podcasting platform you can find us on. Same thing, if you want to go from audio only to the YouTube, Is Order an Anime Podcast, can't possibly miss us, we're the only one. Every Saturday, 3 p.m. EST, without fail, except for when we do, there will be a new episode out for you to enjoy. So once again, thank you for listening in, and we will see you in another episode. Goodbye.